Hi everyone, this is me Shiv and you're watching The Creative Zest. In this brand new episode of The Confab with Shiv, we are talking to the ace fine art wildlife photographer from UK, Anup Shah. For those of you who don't know Anup Shah, he is one of the top wildlife photographers whose work has been featured in more than 100 feature spreads in all major magazines across the world, including the National Geographic. He is a person behind some of the visually breathtaking photo books like The Circle of Life, The African Odyssey, The Serengeti Spy, The Tales of Gombe, and the more so recent, The Mara, which is actually published by the Natural History Museum in UK. He's also a photographer whose work has been exhibited in some of the top galleries across the world. He has won numerous awards, including but not limited to the top wildlife photographers of the world and one of the top 10 in Masters of Nature Photography. In the first of the two-part series, we'll see why and how Anup Shah got into wildlife photography and also his experience getting his first publication in National Geographic. We'll also have a look at what differentiates his style of photography from the conventional wildlife photography and lots of other interesting stories. In the second part, we'll primarily look into fine art wildlife photography, why Anup Shah chose black and white as his medium, and also things around why and when you should print your images. I'm pretty sure you're very excited about it, and let's start hearing from the master himself.
Boredom and inspiration. When I was lecturing at a university in UK, I often got bored. The work didn't inspire me, and that's the second word, inspiration. Whenever I got bored, I used to think of wide open spaces of Kenya, elephants, lions, and other wild animals roaming these wild open spaces, the quality of light, the smell of the grass after the rain, and so on. So I decided to go back and find out for myself what was inspiring me. And then it grew from there. I found more and more that I was expressing something deep inside me. And as I continued, the expression started to become real. And I finally found out exactly what I wanted to express in terms of photography in the wild open spaces. Nat Geo is held in very high esteem by all photographers. One of the reasons being its huge circulation. When I worked for Nat Geo, it had a circulation of 25 million copies worldwide, 11 million of which were published in United States. Multiply that by a factor of 3 for readership and you get the idea how big it was. So no wonder photographers wanted to be published in Nat Geo. Like all good things in life and possibly bad things as well, things happen by accident. And at that time I was working on a project in Kenya, and word got around to a senior photo editor in Nat Geo about this project. So he searched, found me, and requested a meeting. I happened to be in the United States at that time and went to see him, and it was quite an experience. What hit me while walking into the building and then into his office was the sheer professionalism of this institution. I wasn't surprised. Subsequent events didn't let me down. He grilled me, he questioned me, he sussed me out, and only when he was satisfied that I was up to the job for the project he had in mind based on my project, that he said he would hire me provided 2 conditions were satisfied. One of which was only things which are authentic. In my case, animals must be photographed in the wild. No zoo, no captivity, no baiting, no handling of animals, etc. I was quite happy with that because that's what I do. Like Nat Geo, I can't stand these false depiction of wildlife. It shudders me. Anyway, and the second condition was that the story should be unpublished. By the story, I mean the pictures. This was satisfied as well because I was working on a project. And then we went through the whole process. And my God, oh my gosh, the process is quite rigorous, very rigorous. The editing, the constant re-editing, going back to photograph, so on. When it's done, a rough cut is made. The short edited version is shown to a select committee. They approve it. You edit it again. Then you show it to a unique feature of Nat Geo, which is a wall walk. The pictures are pinned on a wall. The most important 20 or so members of National Geographic Society are present, and you have to talk through each picture as a part of a story to these 20 people who are looking at it serious, grim-faced, and you have to put on your best show. Somehow it impressed them, they liked it, they gave it a go-ahead, and the story then went ahead. Now remember, because of the large number of copies that are published, the story takes 6 months to come to gestation. So the whole process then goes into clockwork. You have to meet the design team, work with the designer, your photo editor, the design. I think for this particular story there was 7 iterations of the design before everybody was happy that the story was coming out, the message was clear. Then there is the meetings with the publicity department, with the imaging department, and so on. The list is endless, and so on, right until the publication date. And even then you don't know whether the story is going to go ahead, because it could be pulled. Anyway, this one got through. It was well received, and it somehow gave the photo editor who I was working with me to give me more stories. So, you got to prove yourself. And secondly, there are no shortcuts. Nothing like something will do. Only the best counts. Right, a very penetrating question. Let me make you think by giving you a quotation. All the charm, all the beauty of life is in light and shadows. Can color do that to a certain extent? Can black and white do that? You know the answer. There is another advantage of black and white. If I want to, which I very much want to, capture a world, then capturing a world, and you ought to ask me what I mean by a world. To capture a world, black and white lends itself because of this interplay of light and shadows. If you want to capture mood, ask yourself, what does a better job? Usually, on average, is it color or black and white? Think of the black and white movies you've seen and look at the color movies you've seen. Which captures the mood of a place better? I think you may find your answer there. Seven eyes. I in the alphabet. I. 7 eyes is my style. What are these 7 eyes? I'll give you a hint. I want immediacy. I want intimacy. I would like to capture inclusiveness. I would like immersion, immerse you in the picture. You can guess the other eyes, innovation. This is what guides my style. It all comes together in that when you look at my black and white work, you are immersed, you are included in this world. You are there. That's my style. The answer is simple. There were 2 limitations with film camera work. One was the ISO speed. With the ability to push the ISO speed. To the non-technical minded, it simply means that you can work more in the dark. You don't need good light all the time. That has helped a lot if you're working in black and white. You can shoot from dusk, sometimes even beyond dusk, and you can start early in dawn, even before dawn. Post-production, simple answer. People used to slave with a darkroom chemicals when they were doing film. It was hard work, it was chemical work, it was hit and miss, it was trial and error. Now we got what you might call software programs which enable you to do exactly what you could do with the darkroom, but now in the comfort of your desk. And that, I think, are the two big advantages for my type of work. I can then say, right, is this picture 7 eyes? If not, can I go back and get it into the 7 eyes? If not, can I just throw it, be unsatisfied with it, try again and again and again? Most people have heard of a competition called Wildlife Photographer of the Year, which is very prestigiously regarded, probably second only to publication in National Geographic magazine. I was quite puzzled by a remark made by one of the key people behind the competition. This is after I had talked to the competition manager, many of the judges, the people who make the exhibition happen. And this person, who is very knowledgeable, was complaining, why is it not regarded as fine art? I remember conversations I had with curators, with gallery owners, people who put up exhibitions, people who teach in universities, fine art courses, professors, and so on. And the answer was quite obvious, that what is lacking is you. You are not in the picture. Your personality is not there. You're not expressing yourself. How do I express myself in taking pictures of wild animals? Fortunately, I've been able to make some headway, but it's a question worth thinking about. Photography is all about the print. Full stop.